اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية
I seek refuge in Allah from devil the outcast, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Hal yastawi alladhina ya'lamuna walladhina la ya'lamun. Allah says in Quran, and I mention, can those who know and those who do not be equal? With this very insightful and powerful message from Quran, I say Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Our very worthy speaker of the day, Mr. Shad Rahman, respectable directors of International Islamic University Islamabad schools, principals, my very, very honorable principals of International Islamic University Islamabad schools from across Pakistan, and my very, very dear teachers. I welcome you all to the second day of International Islamic University Islamabad schools national seminar on excellence in EY teaching, early years teaching. We have already had a fun-filled day full of learning and excitement yesterday. And just very quickly to connect to our day's learning from yesterday, I would say I would like you all to please respond to me in the chat box. At least one thing, one idea, one statement, one word which you learned yesterday. And let me acknowledge you all, those who will write in the chat box about what did you learn yesterday from our two speakers. And let me remind you, our two speakers yesterday were, in the first session, Ms. Meera Malik spoke about the use of technology to make your work easy as a practitioner. And in the second session, one of our speaker, Ms. Reema Sami Khan, she speak about the environment setting for the early years classes. So I see Nida server, teacher Nida is sharing uses of the chat GPT for making the work of early year teachers easy. And similarly, could you please do not write your names in the chat box with your campus? Please only once I will share the link for attendance, then you can click and mark your attendance. Do not write your names with your campus. I know you are, mashallah, I'm happy to see teachers from different campuses, but right now, just write. This is Danish Shimad saying Canvas worksheet, and similarly, lots of other things which you learned. About the corners, yeah, learning corners. This is teacher Sitara Matloob mentioning, and I'm happy to hear that you have learned these things. So please let me know in the chat box any one point, any one thing which you learned from yesterday's session, and you feel that that has added. Yeah, I could see many things also. Even the use of PPT, the technology use, learning environment in the early years, effective learning activities, use of technology to design visual activities, use the simplest things. Yeah, very important. So making sure that, you know, these simple steps could make your teaching extremely effective in your classrooms. So that transition from the technology to the environment setting was a wonderful learning for all of us yesterday. Now today, we have another fun-filled day, extremely important, and I would like to introduce to you our speakers for today. So you already know me. This is Dr. Kashif Suhail, and I am acting as the concept lead and host for these days for this IA Schools National seminar, Excellence in EY Teaching. So our first speaker of the day is Ms. Irshad Rahman, and I'll be shortly going into more detailed introduction of her, and she'll speak about low-cost material for the effective EY teaching. So something very productive and useful for all of you today. Our next session will be conducted by Ms. Tania Shujat, and she'll speak about the impact and value of play-based learning in the early year classrooms. So without any further delay, because I'm very excited and I'm sure you're all going to enjoy, and this is something concrete, usable and productive ideas which Ms. Irshad Rahman will be sharing with you. And we are very honored. I actually take honor and pleasure to introduce to you our very refined speaker of the day for the first session. Mr. Irshad Rahman is very well known nationally for being a sound educationist and a Montessori directress. And she has a long list of her achievements with a background of kindergarten teachers training from the St. Denis College, an advanced teaching diploma from London Montessori Center, and primary and foundation teaching diploma from UK. She's been a Montessori in charge and headmistress in an international school in Yemen, where she was taking care of children from the 17 different nationalities. But what I take pleasure and pride in, especially to mention that presently working as a principal of Kindergarten Teacher Training Center, she's continuously involved in helping the practitioners of ECE or EY classes to be effective teachers and effective practitioners. We are honored that we have with us someone who has considerably contributed to the world of early years learning by manufacturing the apparatus and material for the earlier schools. And this is an honor for all of us that she's with us, who has provided this material and apparatus to the 200 plus schools in Pakistan and abroad. It's very easy to just talk and share ideas, but it is more challenging to bring those ideas to reality and become a support and help for the practitioners of early years. So Mr. Shad Rahman has considerably contributed to make this area more powerful and effective. I welcome her, and she'll speak on low cost, no cost material for effective EY teaching. Over to Mr. Shad Rahman.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Sir Kashif, for my introduction. I welcome you all on the behalf of Kindergarten Teachers Training Center. We have been working for the last 25 plus years in Pakistan, and I've been giving the training to the teachers. Today, as you have given me a chance to come and to address the teachers from your institute, I feel honored. To be very honest, because you people are also working very hard, and today I would like to share little things, because it's such a short time, but still I would like to explain to the teachers maximum, and if ever they have any question, they can ask at the end, because in between, if they will interrupt, maybe they will lose the connection, the teachers who are listening carefully. We all are learners, and it is not only myself that I have learned, it is you have learned far more, and you're young and you have a long way to go. I wish you all the best, the teachers who are participating in this workshop. I would like to start from my low cost, no cost material. Why do we call this low cost, no cost? Because we believe on it, that once you start teaching the children, you don't need to have high fly and very expensive things to start. We have today, I would like to start with place value numbers. And in that, we are going to start, we have colors, okay? And color coding is very important for the children because it remains in their mind. So the very first apparatus which I am going to introduce you is going to be regarding, ones in green, you can see, dark green, tens, you can see in blue, and hundreds in 100. It is the material which children they can easily keep in their bags, and they can easily, work on it using 4 rules, not only the decimals, but also they can learn static and dynamic, both, you can say, the way of using 4 rules. Okay. So in this, I'm going to do, I would like to share one thing to you, that first of all you need to do is you need to have 3 color cards. One in green, dark green, the other in blue. Yeah, this green. Okay, I think you can see this green over here. Is it? Is it clear? Here we have blue. Okay. And here we have red. So you need 3 colors to start making this low cost material for the children. All you need to do is you have to draw 10 square inch lines on each card, having 10 by 10 square card of 3 colors. And you will just cut ones in green, all they will come 100. Okay, then you will cut this whole strip, okay, of 110, and you will show to the children. Is voice is not clear? I'm sorry. Just hold on.
I think you just need to speak a little loud, otherwise it's okay.
Okay, I'll speak a little more loud. Here we have tens, okay, and the tens are in blue. Ones are in green, and you will cut 100 out of that one whole 10 by 10 square inch से आपको 100 ones निकल आएंगे. ठीक है. उसके बाद आपने ये 10 स्ट्रिप्स निकालनी है. इसी तरह से पूरे कार्ड में से एक कार्ड होगा आपके सामने, जैसे लाइन आप लगाएंगे, लाइन आपने तीनों पे लगा लेनी. ठीक है. 1 स्क्वायर इंच की. और आप देखेंगे कि ये हो गया आपका 100, ये हो गया आपका, ये 10 हो गया, ये आपका 100 हो गया. अब आप इसके ऊपर बहुत कुछ करवा सकते हैं. आप इसके ऊपर ones को ऐड करवाएं बच्चों को 9 तक, and add 1 and then tell them the value of 110. Okay, do tell them that how 9 has been changed into 2 digits. That is more important, because we don't teach the children the value of the number, and by the end of the year, even still they don't know it. If we ask them how to make 11, they will say 1 and 1 makes 11. It doesn't. 1, 10 and 1 makes 11 if you are strictly following your strategy and you have been teaching them. Okay, we show them. Here we have 1, 10 and 1, that makes 11. Okay, and you keep on going, making tens. After 110, we take them 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, and 90 tens, and then add 110 and show them. Here we have full 100. ठीक है. उसके बाद आप उनको क्वेश्चन दें and tell them 123. बच्चा क्या करेगा? वो आपको 100 ये दिखाएगा, and 23 he is going to show you 2 tens, and then he will show you 3 ones, 110, 210 and 3 tens. तो हम बच्चों को जहाँ पे उनको प्लेस वैल्यू सिखा रहे हैं, वहां पे आप इस मटेरियल से आसानी से इन बच्चों को आप addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, सारे 4 rules आप करवा सकते हैं. Okay, so I hope you have understood the place value of the numbers. It is this material is so useful कि आप अपनी क्लास के बच्चों से खुद बनवाएं और उनके बैग्स के अंदर रखवाएं, so that they should come, once they come to school, they should take it out, and once you give them any question, they should be able to solve their problems with the help of this material, which doesn't cost too much. Is it clear? And this is what is needed for small children, that we have to teach them. The concepts should be made clear. Give them addition sums, static first, okay, and then give them dynamics. It is very interesting. If you start working on it, excuse me, you will find that how quickly they will learn. They will, like, we have this static addition on a page, okay? You keep this quotient in front of the child and you tell him to come and solve it on this board. How he is going to do? Right? 110 and 2 makes 12. Okay, plus 2 10s and 4 makes, we have another 10 and we have 24. So what we are going to do? We will add 4 more ones into it. Keep a distance. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now tell them, let's add first the ones. Now, if we have added all ones, we will just pull them up. Okay, and we will show them. Here we have how many ones? 6 ones. Then you can show them. Okay, let's see how many ones we had in the first child. First time we had 1, 10, and then we had 2. So let's put them together and count. 1, 2, and 3, 10. What is the answer? They will write it over here, 36. Okay. So if you think, and it is not that difficult, you want to change the static into dynamic, then you have to show them, like, if the quotient will be different, it will be simple. Let's say we have 17 plus 18, 18. Okay. So what we will do? We will put first 1. Let me show you over here. Okay, first see the quotient. Okay. Can you see that? I hope this is clear. And then, sorry. How many ones we have? In the first line, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 plus 7. Okay. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have, in the second line, we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to change. How? We will start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I put 9 and 10. can change this 10 into 110, and I'll remove all the ones from here and see how many ones I'm left with. Okay, and then the child is going to write the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 10 over here. Okay, now we're going to add all the 10s. We had 110 with 17 and 1 with 18. Okay, so the answer is now here 35. You can, bring miracles through this little material. It is not only addition, it is also teaching them multiplication. Or let's do first subtraction. For subtractions, you have to give them, first the quotients, and you have to teach them about minions and, of course, subtrahands. But it's a difficult language, use easy language, okay? Like, we have a quotient, which is, let's make it simple, okay? We have 10, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I would like to show you. Here we have all the 8 ones over here. And we tell them, okay, what about? If I take away 4, how many are left? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you are doing static, and this is how you can do even, your dynamic also. I'm going towards your multiplication. In multiplication, you have to ask the children what is the meaning of this sign. This sign, what does it mean? It means time. It means time. So what we are adding, because the previous knowledge of multiplication is always addition. It is the addition of how many times we have added, like 2. Okay, I say 2 times 3. 1 time, 2 is 2 times, and here we have 3 times 2. How many are they all together? Okay, so you can use the other side of the card as well to make it more clear. And the children, they pick up things very, very quickly. They love to do anything. Can you hear me? Okay, so here we have plus 2. 4 plus 2 makes 6. Okay, so this is how we got the answer. Okay, this is your multiplication. Okay, I'm going towards division. Make it more easy. Suppose we have 2 children, and we have 6 cards to divide equally among them. Okay, to him, to him,
Excuse me.
to him. Yes,
सॉरी, ये किसी को माइक ऑन है तो हम आपकी आवाज
आ रही
नहीं
बेटा?
पा रहे। ये किसी का माइक क्रिएट हो रही है, आपकी आवाज सही नहीं आ रही।
अभी आ रही है?
जी अभी आ रही है, वो किसी का माइक ऑन
आ रही मेरी आवाज?
जी अभी आ रही है।
Mic is on. Okay.
Not
So
yours.
here we have.
Mic.
I think the noise was coming from somewhere else. Anyhow, we had 2 children, and for this somebody else is speaking.
مدرسه کولا د دې سل روپۍ راکا مزم چې دې ولې غواړي سل روپۍ ماما شاهد د دې ټکه سل روپۍ څه لغواړي ماته وای
I think your mic is on. Could you please put off your mic so that you can? Excuse me. I think I don't know who is there.
Sa barangay ganito, puso yun. Number sa mata mo.
Dear
आप
teachers,
अपना
can I request you to
mic
please
जो
keep
है
your
उसको
mics
mute
off?
करें.
Just a minute. Miss Rahman, kindly आप अपना mic unmute कीजिए. आप अपना माइक अनम्यूट कीजिए. मैंने बाकी के माइक्स म्यूट किए तो आपका भी हो गया. काइंडली अनम्यूट कर लीजिए माइक पे.
अब ठीक है?
जी,
आवाज आ
it's
रही है?
fine. It's fine. And
Okay.
dear
Okay.
teachers, I'll again request you to please keep your mics off so that you could listen to the speaker carefully. And I'll request you to please focus. This is very important. She is showing you how these activities can help you to have low cost material in your classes. Ji, Mrs. Rahman, please continue.
Thank you, sir. अब ये है कि the people who are sitting here, they should mute अपना कर ले तो मुझे वो बीच में interference नहीं होगी. Here we have 6 which we are going to divide among these 2. Each one of them, how many they have now? They have 3. Okay, so the answer will be 3. And this is how you are teaching them all 4 rules through this little material by using the color code and by making it into the form of a card and cutting the card into ones, tens, and hundreds. Okay, I hope it is going to be useful to you and it will definitely help you in the classroom to teach the children about decimal and about also because the importance of decimal, the children, they don't know what is the value, how the value has been increased by putting a 0 and how it has been decreased by having it on the left side of the number. But we have to make sure to clear these basic things right from the beginning to the children. And you can make it easily in the classroom. And always encourage the children to have this material in their bags. Whenever you are introducing, they can take it out and they can work on it easily. Okay. So, inshallah, it is going to be useful to all of you and it is going to be a great help to your children in the classroom. I'm going to switch to the next material that is regarding colors. Okay, colors you can always introduce in the classroom very easily by just showing them, making one big, first of all, hexagonal. Okay, make one hexagonal shape. Okay. All right. Now, can you see that? This is a hexagonal shape, and on this, I'm going to teach the primary colors and the secondary colors. How the primary colors, we change them in the form of secondary colors. Okay, here we have the primary colors. One is, of course, yellow. Then we have blue, and here we have, take out the first, red. Okay, I'm going to keep all these colors in the center. By keeping them, by the corners should be on the corner of the hexagonal shape and then join them like this. Okay, I hope it is clear. Can you see that? You can make your...
No, we didn't see it.
You can't see it? Just hold on. Now, is it clear? Then. Okay. Just... is it clear now?
No.
Can you see it now?
Ma'am, is it possible that you can hold these cards in your hand? Then we will be able to see all these cards because right now your table is invisible.
Yeah,
clear
that's
now?
great.
Thank you. Thank you.
ठीक है?
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I think अगर कैमरा आप थोड़ा सा डिस्टेंस पे रख लेंगी ना, आपका जो
In fact,
कैमरा
you
है,
know, because they're into pieces, it's very difficult to show them because
मिस्टर शाद रहमान, इज इट पॉसिबल कि थोड़ा सा कैमरा जो है आपसे, आप उससे थोड़ा पीछे हट जाए, कैमरा आपसे दूर कर दिया जाए, तो फिर वाइड एंगल पर ये चीजें नजर आएंगी इंशाल्लाह.
okay.
Yeah, now this is better here.
Okay, no problem. I'll just get back a little more, and then they might see clearly. Now, I'm showing you, yeah, like this. These are your primary colors. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
it's
doing
better
it,
now.
you know, my own hand. And here we have this hexagon shape. On this hexagon shape, we have made it. Okay? These three colors represent first. And then you have to show the child how you can take, you know, paint box and brush and show them with that by mixing up two primary colors and having third color. Okay? Like you can mix up, you know, red into yellow. And you have to show this color. Green. And here we have green color, okay? That is obtuse angle you have to cut, right? And then this angle, you can always join it, you know, with this corner to corner, it will become obtuse angle, okay? So what you have shown, you showed that by mixing up yellow into blue, we get green, okay? So do once if we mix up red into blue, you get purple. And you have to show that like this. Okay? I hope now it's clear, is it? Okay?
Yes, yes.
Fine. Now, I'm going to work the third color, and that is by mixing up yellow and red, having orange. I'm sorry, because, you know, it's so practically we have been doing it. So the girls, they have been making it with their own hands. And they cannot forget, you know, by mixing up these colors, which colors they are getting. So I'm just showing you the color we get by mixing up red and yellow and having orange. Okay? So it's a playway activity where you can show the children, you know, by making these colors, taking out the secondary colors from the primary colors. And primary colors, you know, they are 4 colors. And then you make these 3 colors out of it. I have not many things to show you, but I hope I will be able to cover it within this short time. I would like to ask some questions, if anyone can answer. What is fraction? Because I would like to, I'm going to introduce you now fraction, and my topic is low cost material, which is regarding maths. Anybody would like to answer, please? What is fraction? Well, girls, here we have one whole. Okay. Here we have one whole, and which we show the children by making one circle, and it is radius is I think 2-inch. Okay. So you can always draw 2-inch radius and make a hole and cut it. Okay. Then you can always have, you know, 2 halves out of one by cutting it. Before that, you can do a lot many other exercises also, but you can show them how, what about if I cut into 2 pieces, how many pieces I will get? 1 and 2. It means 1.5. Okay. Here we have 1.5. Part or portion from whole. Yes, thank you. And it is you can say cutting it the whole into equal parts. Okay, part of half and whole. Okay, so we had one whole over here. We have one. We have cut into this one whole into 2 pieces. Now it is representing 2 parts. Okay, here we have 1 and 2 parts. Again, you can show the child again. Here we have one whole and we are going to part it into 3 equal parts. Okay, that will become, we will show them. Here we have one part, here we have another part, okay, which is equally cut. And here we have the third part. And this is called 1/3. We have cut from 3 parts. 1/3. Okay, this part is 1/3. Okay, again, this is from 1/3 and this is 1/3. So keep on doing and repeating again and again to your children, showing them again one whole. We are going to cut into 4 equal parts. We have one part over here. We have cut it into another second, and we have another one, third part, and we have another one. We have another one, fourth. Okay, and now here we have 4 parts out of 1 means that we have cut 1/4. We had 1/4 and we had 1/4 and then we had 1/4. You can teach children a lot out of it. You can teach them all addition, you can teach them subtraction, you can teach them, later on also, you can say simplify the fractions you can do from this material. It is practically, I found it very useful for the children. And I hope it will help your children in the classroom. It is very simple, it is very easy. Try that your class, all the children, they should be having this material in their hands, in their bags. Whenever you are teaching them, do teach them greater and smaller through this material, okay? The fraction, whole, one whole, greater, smaller, simplifying, addition. You can bring in miracles from this little material, okay? And again, I always appreciate the teachers because, mashallah, they're more creative and energetic, and you can make not many things out of it. First of all, you can bring one day, very first day, bring one apple, cut it into half, then cut it into 4, cut it into 3, show them, that little activities, they help the children because we have to teach them through motivation. And the children, they'll be always motivated if you are teaching them through some attractive, and this is more important because once the children, if they are attractive to something, which makes them do work and enjoy, then they are to listen to you. Because monotony makes them dull and boring, especially maths. So that's why I've started, just with the maths first. And of course, we have not many other because we've been doing it. But today I brought only math for you. Out of math, we have 10 to 20 exercises. I have introduced you. I'm going to introduce you only 4 today. Okay. Well, going back to the 4-1, that is again teaching children the addition through addition tables. I hope you people are introduced and you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the addition table, which you have to start right from the beginners. Okay. So what we do, we have, one little bag over here for them, and we make a knot on it, and then we open it, to keep their curiosity, and just open it and show them. Let's see what we have today for you in this box, okay? And we open it like a flower, and everybody gets attracted. Oh, let's see what is in it. Because what we are doing, we are trying to use their natural instinct of curiosity. And once you have caught their curiosity, you have caught their interest, okay? So you have to teach them through curiosity, and by showing them, everybody will be curious how to go about. It is the table of 2, which I'm going to show to you. I hope I'll be successfully able to make it, because it's a little bit harder to show it on this little screen. But we have this again a hexagon, okay? And here I have brought table of 2 on this hexagon, how to make and how to teach. I hope I'll be able to make it. And can you put it over here? Down. We're going to have 2, and we will have 3. You have to go towards your left side, okay? Starting from 2, and you teach the child 2 plus 2 makes 4, okay? 2 plus 3, then I'm going to put this 4 for you, okay? It is a little bit harder to have little things, ma'am. I can't see them. You have to put it down and let me first make 4. Here we can it. Is it possible? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have 5. Here we have 6. So here we have 7. There are 7 cards. I'll show you. आप इसकी अगर पिक्चर ले सकते हो तो ले लें, और I'll try to show to you, because they are into pieces, and we keep on joining. Then we keep on telling them, here is 2 plus 2 is 4, and then you can see 2 plus 3 is 5, and then 2 plus 4 is 6. See, because they are very small. मैं एक एक करके चलूं, खैर मैं दोबारा आपको से शुरू करते हैं, इसमें ऐड करेंगे
Signal drop the signal.
Okay, girls, can you see this? Can you see this now?
It is teaching us skin.
Okay, on your left will come 3. Okay. Join 2. Is it clear? ठीक है, आपको नजर आ रहा है? 2 plus 2 makes 4, and 2 plus 3 makes 5. वो आ जाएगा आपका यहाँ पे. Answer is in front of 2 plus 3. You can see 5. Okay. Then you keep on going. Hopefully, we'll be able to handle it. 5. Yes. Now we come 4, and here we have again 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay. Up here, up. You keep on going, making 6, write 6 over here. And 2 plus 5 makes 7. And here we have the last one, 7. That is 6 plus 2 makes 8. Okay. And this is how we have been teaching children, through these cards and making children to understand the table of 2, of addition table of 2. Okay. Yes, Sumera? Your question? Sumera, do you have any question, beta?
Yes, teachers, if there are any questions, please go ahead. Otherwise,
please, teachers, somebody raise a hand. I think the name is Sumera. You want to ask some question, beta?
Yeah. Teacher Sumera, do you have a question? You have raised the hand. Oh, she's a...
Okay, I think there's some problem going on, and today I'm shouting at the top of my voice, I believe.
I think it could be because I would request you all again to please keep silent and then try to listen with focus.
Okay, I'm going to do it again. Somebody has said that we have not understood. Okay, because you always teach the children first the table of addition, like 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 2 plus 4, 2 plus 5. Okay, now instead of just writing it on the board, you can make this material, which is good enough for the children to see and to experience with their hands. Okay, so it is a little bit difficult because having all these things on online because ये थोड़ा सा difficult है. Well, Terry, do you hear me now? And Sumera, I think they had some problem with hearing. Can you hear me?
Tareen, Zara, would you like to ask something?
I think they don't have any idea about it. If raising hand means asking a question.
Okay. Fine. Ms. Rahman, please go forward. I think it was...
Okay, but still, I'm going to start again with addition first. Okay, addition has to be in yellow. We have given the colors. Okay, now see, I'm using another camera for you. Okay, is it clear now? The hexagon you can see. I'm going to start over here. Okay, it might be more clear, right? Like having 2 first, 2 plus 2. We are having table of 2. Then we will have 3 over here, and number 3 in the middle. I can see it on my computer. I've used another camera. Okay. Then 2 plus 3 makes 5. Here we have number 4. It will come right in the middle. We teach the children. Here we have 2. Then 2 plus 2 makes 4. 2 plus 3.
Ms. Rahman, do you have...
5. Okay.
Do you
now,
have some...
Let's see about 4. If we add 2 into 4, it will become 6. Okay. So here आपको थोड़ा सा कैमरा ऊंचा करें. और ऊंचा कर, थोड़ा सा और ऊंचा।
Hello.
Recording in progress.
Can you hear, please?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
There seems to be some issue with the speakers. I think speakers end. It might be connectivity issue. So please hold on for a while. Let me check if we could see from.
Sir, can you send a
Now is
link
it clear?
of attendance?
Pasha sir?
जी Miss Rahman, we can see you now.
ओके, और मैंने दूसरा कैमरा भी लगाया है, उस पे मैं ट्राई कर रही हूँ, आपको ये भी नजर आ जाए, ठीक है?
अच्छा,
So-
ये क्या ये मुमकिन है क्या ये मुमकिन है कि थोड़ा सा आप इनको आइडियाज शेयर कर लें और हम टीचर्स से कुछ क्वेश्चन ले लें और आप इन्हें एक्सप्लेन कर दें कि ये टॉपिक को आप इस तरह से बिकॉज मेरा थोड़ा कैमरा कनेक्टिविटी के इशू की वजह से वी आर अनेबल टू सी दैट. So dear teachers, you know the topic, you have seen the demo, the way Ms. Rahman was trying to show you how very little things could generate wonderful ideas which can help के आप जो है effectively पढ़ा सकें. तो कल एक सवाल था, मैं वहां से शुरू कर लेता हूँ बात, मिस रहमान से पूछते हैं और फिर आप लोग भी साथ अपने क्वेश्चंस भिजवाते जाएं ताकि आप जो प्रैक्टिकल आपको इश्यूज आते हैं क्लासेस के अंदर, प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं, उस हवाले से बात हो जाए. मिस रहमान, कल एक सवाल ये था कि उर्दू जुबान पढ़ाने में बच्चों को बड़ा मसला पेश आता है, तो उसके लिए क्या किया जाए?
उसके लिए देखिए, आप एक तो आवाज से पढ़ाना सिखाना होगा, जैसे हम इंग्लिश में फोनिक्स पढ़ाते हैं, उर्दू में हम पढ़ाते हैं इसी तरह से आवाज से. और फिर उससे ज्यादा जो है वो तोड़ जोड़ है उसमें फिर सारे, क्योंकि ये एक पूरी एक वर्कशॉप है जो हम लोग करवाते रहे हैं. और आप जब कभी कहेंगे तो मैं आपको वो भी दे दूंगी, क्योंकि मेरे पास उसका मटेरियल है जिसके अंदर हम शुरू की आवाजें, मिडिल की आवाज, आखिरी आवाज, वो सब करवाते हैं. और उसके सारे डिफरेंट कलर्स होते हैं, और कलर्स देख के वो एक पूरा हमारा बना हुआ है जो कि हम अपने स्कूल में अपने बच्चों को करवाते हैं. तो वो क्योंकि इट इज नॉट दैट इजी, उर्दू इज डिफिकल्ट देन इंग्लिश, और बिकॉज ऑफ उसकी जो जबर जेर पेश आवाजें ही बदल जाती हैं. उसी एक हर्फ की आवाज एक जबर और जेर से बदल जाती है, ठीक है? तो हमें जो देखना है, बच्चों को दिखाना होता है, सिर्फ हरूफ से आगाही नहीं होती है, हरूफ को कैसे जोड़ना है फिर तोड़ना है, सिर्फ वही नहीं है. आपने उनकी मिडिल साउंड्स बतानी है, आपने उनकी सेंट्रिक, आपने इब्तदाई बतानी है, आपने उसको आखिरी बतानी है. मेरे पास मैम खड़ी, शी इज मास्टर ऑन इट. लेकिन हम आपको, आप अगर आप चाहेंगे तो ऑफ कोर्स आई विल असाइन वन ऑफ माय टीचर, शी कैन ऑलवेज गिव टू यू. और उर्दू स्पेसिफिकली वी हैव द मटेरियल फॉर दैट एज वेल. मेरे पास मटेरियल है उसका जिसके ऊपर हम अपने बच्चों को ट्रेनिंग करते हैं, ठीक है? तो आई कैन बी विद यू नेक्स्ट टाइम इंशाल्लाह, बिकॉज मैं अभी इस वक्त आपके साथ मैथ्स का करवाना चाह रही हूँ, जिसमें मैंने अभी एक रूल करवाया है, एडिशन, ठीक है? और एडिशन का टेबल बहुत जरूरी है. अगर बच्चों को हम टेबल पहले नहीं करवाते, एडिशन का, सब्ट्रैक्शन का, मल्टीप्लिकेशन का और डिवीजन का, तो वो जाके आगे स्टक हो जाते हैं. once they go into higher classes, and especially they get into from static to dynamic, and how the changes have happened, how the number has been increased, वो सिर्फ रट्टा करते हैं. रट्टा नहीं करना, you have to teach them the concepts. और आज का मेरा जो था मकसद वो यही था कि मैं इनको एक subtraction का. Would you like to see other cards also? I have.
Yeah,
मैंने
please.
अभी आप एडिशन के दिखाए हैं. मैं सब्ट्रैक्शन का भी यहाँ पे टेबल पे आपको दूसरे कैमरे के साथ कोशिश करती हूँ दिखाने की. आई वंडर इफ यू कैन सी इट और नॉट. लेकिन हमारे पास टेबल उसी तरह बनेगा जैसा आपने अभी पहले देखा है. बट ऑफ कोर्स इट्स गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बिगर नंबर and we will be teaching the child, like having the table of 2 and then having the table of 3. Okay, so starting from 2, let's say हम कहते हैं कि we had 110, we have taken away 2. How many are left? Let's find out the answer. Okay, तो ये हमारे जो कार्ड होते हैं ये बच्चों को बड़ा हेल्प करते हैं and they quickly find out the answer out of this question. Okay, right. Here we have.
Ma'am, the cards are not visible.
आप देखें, is it visible?
अब आप देखिए
मैं
प्लीज लुक एट दी
कैमरा यूज
बोथ स्क्रीन्स आर देयर. काइंडली आप लोग गैलरी व्यू में दोनों
अब नजर आ रही है
स्क्रीन
बच्चों? Can you see now? We have used green color. 10 minus 2 is 8 over here. ये जिक्सा पजल है और जब तक बच्चों को आप डिफिकल्टी में नहीं डालेंगे बच्चे सीखेंगे. नेक्स्ट है 4. Here we have, starting from 2 to we went to 3, 10 minus 3. And here comes the answer in front of this card. Once the children will start joining and finding out the right answer, they will be more and they will develop a love of learning. हाँ हम इसको भी कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, वो आप आसानी से इन कार्ड्स के जरिए करवा सकती हैं. 10 minus 4 is 6. Here comes 5. 10 minus 5. Find out the answer. The child will quickly find out where he has to put 5 in front of this 10 minus 5. Okay. Next comes 7. 10 minus 6 makes 4. And this is how you keep on going. And you will find till the end 10 minus 7 makes 3. 10 minus 2 makes 8. And they are learning the table. The table you have already taught them, maybe on the board, maybe on the card. Okay? But once you are finished with that, these are the exercises which help them to find out and to search and to learn, by using their brain. We have to open their brains. Okay? तो आप इसको आसानी से अपनी क्लासेस में इंट्रोड्यूस करवा सकते हैं. I'll share the pictures. Okay, I'll share the pictures with you for all these 4 rules. Is it okay? And because you can't see it over here clearly, I think we should not be going ahead because multiplication का भी इसी तरह है, which is in red. Okay, and then we have division, which is in blue. We have used 4 colors and we have made these little boxes for the children. Okay, Amber, what questions you have? Come on. I think you have taken one of my workshop before. Amber Javed.
Dear teachers, please go ahead with your questions.
Please do.
जी प्लीज फरमाइए, जो टीचर बात कर रही है कीजिए. You can either write your question in the chat box, और यू
Yes.
कैन आस्क क्वेश्चन लाइव, आप पूछ भी सकते हैं। और तहरीम ज़ाहरा, अगर आप सवाल पूछना चाहती हैं तो पूछिए, वरना अपना हाथ नीचे कीजिए।
और अंबर भी पूछना चाह रही थी।
अंबर जावेद, अगर आप पूछना चाह रही हैं तो खुद को अनम्यूट कीजिए और सवाल पूछिए। जी।
Sir Kashif, मैं ये what all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of all this material and we'll be sharing it.
All right, that will be nice.
Yes,
So
and that might help them a lot because I have told them how to use it और उसको शायद ये आगे implement कर सकें. I'm hopeful today's session will be fruitful and they might be motivated to motivate the children. First, the teacher has to be motivated. Okay? So,
Very
अगर
true.
teacher prepare जाएंगी, fully prepared जाएंगी, तो बच्चे आपकी बात सुनेंगे, ठीक है? और उसके लिए आपको प्रिपरेशन करनी होती है एक दिन पहले. आपको एग्जैक्ट पता होता है कि आपने कौन सी चीज कल जाके बच्चों को सिखानी है, ठीक है? बिकॉज ये जो वर्कशॉप थी मैंने लो कॉस्ट इस दफा अक्सर ने कहा तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, आई वुड लव टू डू इट. मैंने खुद ही सजेस्ट किया था because for me it is important for the beginners. Okay, so I'm going to send you all the pictures of all four materials which I have introduced you today, and I'll be expecting you to use it in your classroom to reach each child because each child has different need. आपने हर बच्चे तक पहुंचना होता है और उसके लिए आपको बहुत सारे ड्रामे करने पड़ते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें बनानी पड़ती हैं. यू हैव टू वर्क वेरी हार्ड विद दोज लिटिल चिल्ड्रन टू पास ऑन योर मैसेज इनटू देयर हेड, तो ये बड़ा चैलेंजिंग काम होता है. उनकी अटेंशन स्पैन स्मॉल होती है, शॉर्ट होती है, लेकिन अगर आपके पास अट्रैक्टिव चीजें होंगी और आप फुली प्रिपेयर्ड होंगी तो मेरा नहीं ख्याल के बच्चे आपसे तवज्जो हटाए. ठीक है, आज के सेशन में एनीबडी हैज एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज आस्क. आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर क्वेश्चन. Queries, please.
Dear teachers, I would like you all to take advantage of the presence of such an experienced person. So go ahead with your questions. Ms. Rahman, if you please allow me, from yesterday's sessions, a few questions we would like to ask from you. And
Yes.
one of the question was, in classes, there are sometimes very, very intelligent students, but they do not speak, they do not come forward. So what should a teacher do for that?
Again, for this, I believe that once you are doing your circle time, are you doing your circle time in your schools? So during your circle times, once you come in the morning, the teacher should be on the door, first of all, okay? And you should make different, gestures of welcoming, like, okay, like all these pictures should be there. And after that, which would you like to have? How would you like me to welcome you? आपको अस्सलाम वालेकुम कहूँ, आपको आइफा कहूँ, आपका हाथ शेक करूँ, तो वो उसकी तस्वीरें बनी होती है, बच्चा उस पर हाथ रखता है, आप वही उठा के सबसे पहला काम जो है आपने 2 बच्चों को खड़ा कर देना है. पहले एक बच्चे से आप खुद इंटरव्यू करें, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, व्हाट इज योर नेम, फिर से पूछे, उससे वो उसको कहें, वो आपसे कहेगा. आप ये पूरे सर्कल में हर बच्चे से पहले दिन सिर्फ नाम कहलवाती रहे. फिर आप आहिस्ता आहिस्ता देखेंगी कि वो ही विल गेन द कॉन्फिडेंस. अगर हम उसको बहुत ज्यादा प्रोमिनेंट कर देंगे ना दूसरे बच्चों से, तो वो फिर भी नहीं सीखेगा. आपने बच्चों के रह के उसको सिखाना है और आपने उसके साथ वही बिहेवियर करना है जो बाकी बच्चों के साथ कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता उसको ले आएंगी, वो आपकी इस बात सुनेगा उसको, और फिर आपने उसका इंटरेस्ट भी देखना है. अगर उसका इंटरेस्ट गाड़ियों में है तो गाड़ियां ले, 1-2 छोटी छोटी. आप और इंटरेस्ट कैसे पता चलेगा? गिव देम अ पीस ऑफ पेपर, ठीक है, पहले दिन उसको, और आप उसको कहें कि ड्रॉ वट एवर यू फील लाइक, वो तेरा मेरा जो भी ड्रॉ करे वो एक्सेप्ट करे, उससे पूछे व्हाट हैव यू ड्रॉ, जो चीज उसने ड्रॉ की है ना उसमें उसका इंटरेस्ट है। आप जब उसका इंटरेस्ट कैच कर लेंगी ना बेटा, तो आप उसी के इंटरेस्ट में ही चीज करवाएंगे, वो यकीनन करेगा। और बच्चे बोलते हैं,
नहीं।
ठीक है, दे टेक टाइम, दे टेक टाइम। उसके अंदर बहुत सारे मसाइल है, साइकोलॉजिकल है, उसके अंदर फिजिकल, और पहले तो दे शुड बी एड्रेस्ड बाय द डॉक्टर। उसके बाद आपने अगर वो देखते हैं कि उसका कोई ऐसा मसला नहीं है, एक उसकी स्पीच डिले है, तो कुछ बच्चों की स्पीच डिले होती है, ठीक है, तो उसमें हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन इतना मुझे यकीन है कि बच्चे बोले ना, वी हैव मेनी चिल्ड्रन ओवर हियर, और उसकी वजूहात बहुत कॉमन है। ये स्क्रीन शॉट्स ने बच्चों को हैकर भी किया हुआ है, एंड दे आर जस्ट लिसनिंग, they are not speaking. So what is needed? It is needed to give them one-on-one attention. आपके पास अगर 20 बच्चे हैं, अगर आप एक बच्चे को 2 to 3 minutes बिल्कुल इंडिविजुअली दे लेंगी, आंख में आंख डाल के बात करेंगे, बच्चा आपको रिस्पॉन्स करेगा। बट यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट यू हैव आई कॉन्टेक्ट विद द चाइल्ड, ठीक है, आई कॉन्टेक्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, and your gestures, your facial gestures, they are a great help. I have seen children, even खामोश से खामोश बच्चा बोलने लगता है, ठीक है, आपके gestures, आपकी eyes, आपका face, आपका smiling face, आपका आपका notice करना, who has brought this phony for you, जरूर बोलेगा वो, ठीक है। मेरे पास एक बच्चा था सर, she was 5 years and she was not speaking. What I did, I brought one little fish in a bottle and kept it in my nature corner. And every day, whenever I used to come, I said, okay, look at children, what your fish is doing. Look at this fish, what is she jump? Every time I was using the word fish, 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 she took it. And after 1 month, she crossed the barrier, you know, and the barrier, once the child crossed, and she said, teacher, look, fish. And that was the day. From that day, she started speaking. Yes, you have to make something attractive to the children in the classroom. आप एक छोटी सी चिड़िया ले आते हैं और क्लास में कोने में रख देते हैं. You talk about the bird every day. Look at the bird. What is she doing? She's jumping and flying, and where she's sitting, she's standing. You find वो बच्चा उस bird को जरूर कहेगा. Teacher, a barrier cross करना होता है उसमें.
That's so powerful, Ms. Rahman. I wish we could go on and on with these wonderful ideas, and there are lots of questions coming up. But at the same time, our next speaker is also with us. She has joined us. Thank you very much, Ms. Tania Shujat.
Okay.
I really wanted, by the way, dear attendees, we have we have shared some of the pictures shared by Ms. Rahman. I have already sent them in the chat box. I understand your questions are very important, and I would have loved to have them all addressed here, but time is always, you know,
I know. Thank you so much. Thank you for being listening to me, and I hope this session is very short, but I hope it is going to help all the teachers and at the end the children. Thank you. Thank you, Kashi Saab. Allah.
Ms. Rahman, this is the this is a thank you note for you from all of us. Thank you so much, dear speaker, for enlightening us with your wisdom and scholarship. We were very happy. We are very happy to have you, and inshallah in future.
Okay.
Thank you.
May I say something?
With this, yes, now, dear teachers, could you please keep your mics off, and let's move towards the next session. With this insightful note, we have, you know, our next speaker also ready. So let me let me introduce to you our next speaker now, and just a minute. Okay, so our next speaker is, could you please, ये किसी का जिनका माइक ऑन है कोशिश करें अपना माइक ऑफ कीजिए प्लीज. टीचर इश्मा रूफ, आप प्लीज अपना जरा माइक ऑफ रखें. And I request all the participants to please keep their mics off as well as their videos off. Now, coming towards our next speaker who has joined us, may I just a minute?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Is Tanya Shujat here? Am I audible to you?
Yeah, Miss Tanya, you are audible. Miss Tanya will speak about the impact and value of the play-based learning in classroom. And let me introduce her to you all. She is with her master's in English language and literature. She is a certified early years teacher trainer, has been working at the city school, and we are proud to have her with us. She has been an ex-principal at the IA schools as well. So this is a very prized moment to have her with us as a trainer. So presently working as vice principal early years at the Pak Turk Marif International School and Colleges, Lahore. So she's been an IA Schools family member. So wherever she goes, we take pride in her work and her contributions to the world of training and education. So dear teachers, I would like you all to have a very focused session, enjoy the learning, and please make sure you mark your attendance for this session once the session has started. So over to Ms. Shujat for the impact and value of play-based learning in the earlier classroom.
Thank you so much, Shujat. And I have so high regards for you. You have been my mentor. Thank you for such a nice introduction.
Could you, Ms. Tania, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you, Sir Kashif, for being my mentor and giving me this opportunity. And I have a great regard for you and for being my mentor. And I really miss IIUI schools as well. I spent very good time, very spiritual, very heart-touching things I've learned from here. It still lives in the heart. And thank you for this opportunity to talk about the impact of play-based learning in our early years classroom, which is very important stage of child's learning. Thank you for everyone for joining here. Inshallah, today we are going to have very productive time in a manner of learning from each other. And I want everyone to take a moment and think about your childhood, and you think yourself you have been engaged in different types of play. If you ask me, so I was used to make the own houses in childhood. We usually play with such imaginary kind of things, like which is called nowadays the pretend play. So we are going to discuss about the stages of play-based learning. Previously we've been always focusing on the activity-based learning, but this time researches, according to researches, and we all have realized the play plays an important role in child's learning, as play is a means of child's discovery, investigation, and experimentation. So from our childhood, if we see children, they are learning nowadays. So that's the basic tool if we understand about child's learning. I prepared something for you, so I'm going to share my screen as well. So we are going to discuss in detail basically what is the impact of play-based learning in early years in the classroom. It could be outside the classroom also. I want to share my screen. I'm trying to share. Please wait a bit. Can you share the? Can you see the screen, please?
Not yet, Tanya.
Okay, I'm trying, sir, but no problem. Wait a bit. It's showing that sharing is not turned on, but I have turned on. There's a problem. Let me resolve.
Okay, now try now. Could you please try now?
It is not okay. Yes, it is now. Actually, the permission was required.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah, we can see screen now.
Okay, sir. So that's play-based learning. As you see, children are engaged very independently. So play is a vital role in child's learning. It plays a vital role. From the moment, as I've asked you, recall your childhood, what were the play we were used to be in our imaginary. So from the moment a child is born, there are playful beginnings. A newborn is hardwired to move about and experiment with how things like fingers, wiggle, and touch. Though it may seem ordinary, a baby naturally embarks on an adventure of a lifetime through play-based learning. The newborn is always playing with his hands, so play is a means of child's discovery. This research says that it, you know, the connectivity with the nature. Okay, when the child is born, when the baby is born, you observe that the baby is playing with the hands. So play is in the nature of the child. So in early years, if we will connect with the nature, so it is quite easy for you to arrange, you know, the learning, to offer the learning to the child as per the requirement. And all children are by nature inquisitive. So it starts from when the child is born. The child is wiggling with the finger. The child is, you know, you can see with the crawling also, with touching the things also. So play is in the nature of the child. It plays a vital role. It offers investigation to the children. Now here I am going to discuss play-based learning. What is the basic definition? All early years teachers, they must know about it. Play-based learning is an educational approach that emphasizes learning through play. All we are doing, so we are doing for the learner's agency. So we need to focus their needs, or we need to focus on their abilities and needs. Also, it involves the creating, engaging, and interactive experiences where children actively explore, experiment, and problem solve, fostering their cognitive, social, physical, and emotional development. Basically, we are working for the developmental stages of this early year child. We are trying to focus and maintaining the balance in the personality by developing these social skills, cognitive related to brain, and then physical, emotional. Now all are, you can say, in the umbrella of play-based learning. So there are the types of play also which we offer in early years. So nowadays we are not going to say this is activity based. When we say this one, that is restricted to the directed material where you are giving the instruction, but play offers children the very spontaneous environment where children are learning spontaneously. It means a child's discovery. So in learners agency, we create the environment, we give them opportunity, but we are trying to focus on child's learning independently. So first of all, there is unstructured play. We are going to talk about in detail in further slide. Then there is structured play. Then there is child-led play. Then there is child-initiated play. As I was talking about our childhood, when we were used to play, we were used to initiate so many games, so many other play for ourselves. So there's a guided play also, there's unoccupied play. Unoccupied play is quite related to unstructured, and then we have solitary play. The word itself says the meaning also. Then there's a parallel play also. So these are types of play in early years. Every teacher must go through, and what research says about this, you need to be in touch with the researchers to deal with young child. This is an example of the play-based learning. Quite close to nature. As I'm saying, 1 till 3, the child is spending time at home, and the child, playing with the hands also. When the child is developing the skill, the child is engaged into other activities at home. So the same play-based learning we are connecting in the school after 3 to 4 years. With such type of play, you can develop different corners, but keep it in mind, with the natural material, you don't need to spend so much money on that. So kind of mud kitchen we have also created in our schools also. So you can use any resource material, recycling material for this. And here children can play, they can learn, they can investigate, and they can work by their own, and they can connect their experience with the previous year spent at home. So this is one of the example of that. Now it comes to unstructured play. A wealth of research shows the unstructured play that is organized, that isn't organized or directed by adults or older peers, and that generally doesn't have a defined purpose or outcome. As I said to you, there are types of play. So unstructured play is that is offering, free play learning for the child, where the child can learn independently. You must have created different learning center into your classrooms also. Learning should be outside the classroom also, but we cannot leave the children like this. We need to create the environment, but environment which is offering the free kind of material to the children. First of all, the point will be safety and security. If you are sure about that, this is quite safe and secure place where my child can learn independently. So you can manage during your learning hours, your child's learning hour. It could be the nature walk also. It could be any area of the classroom also. It could be the stuffed toys also. So you are not giving the direction to the child. You are just creating an environment. There is a free play material also, which is the point safe and security you have kept in mind when you were planning. And then you see how your child is going to investigate. So your observation will be side by side when the child is playing over there. So there isn't any outcome. You're not expecting your child will be able to this. You're giving just your child unstructured play for the sake he or she can explore the imaginary, and they can work with the investigation, and they can put different questions also during that play. And you need to be the supportive part of that, rather than you hold the activity or you give direction side by side. That's not like that. That's quite free, but there's a certain point the teacher has to have in the mind. So that's the fundamental necessity for children to thrive physically, emotionally, mentally, and socially. When children are working in groups, so that's their community. They are developing the social emotional skill with each other also. Because after home, their first community is the fellows. So mentally they are growing, their physical development, they thrive for. So most of the time, imaginary play and creative play, like their cubby house, as I talked about, like in childhood, we used to play with doll's house. We were imagine so many things. We are practicing like how mothers work at home. We are quite imitating the things also, and dress corner also in the school. That's again with not any other material or infrastructure of the school. Teacher can create their own, like the carton boxes. She's going to create so many things. You can offer children to make the house. You can offer some kind of Play-Doh material also. With Play-Doh material with low cost and no cost, children they used to bring also. With GUI material, they enjoy their sensory activities also. They develop the fine motor skills as well. I want to visualize this play also. It could be your even building blocks corner. also. They can make their own houses what they want to. If they want to create any project with building block, that's a free play. Okay, when children are collecting sort of color, then they are building the tower, they are building up their own. That is called the unstructured play. No objective, not any kind of pedagogical goals you're keeping in your mind, but you're observing the child's behavior. You're observing the many other skills are being developed, as I talked about the social, emotional, when they work in their community, like their children, their fellows, their peers, and they develop the motor skills also when they work with different materials. And hand and eye coordination. Hand and eye coordination, it develops the concentration span, which we need to develop in early years through play, rather than any kind of rigid activity or directed activity. It is very useful and fruitful in early years. Then on the other side, because every time we can't offer the one type of play to the children, they have their own concentration span, which is of very, a short timing. The research says that the playgroup child is having only 2 minutes concentration span. So we need to, we need to suit the concentration span one activity to the other as per the need of children. So you can start with the free play. The other play, which is structured play. Structured play involves a child following directions, in which you give some directions. Also, there are certain rules also, such as one given by an other adult. So the class resource person and the teacher can provide them instruction with the same building block. Where when it comes to structured play, what teacher can set some rule. Say this model I have shown you, these color buildings are here. Now you are going to maintain and you are going to make like this. Learning can be expanded by his or her own idea, but this is structured play, so you're giving some instruction. There are some rules also. There are turns also, but all this is roaming around the play-based learning. So structured play tends to focus more on goal-specific exercises and develops cognitive thinking and logical skills. How logical? Because teacher had given some instruction. Child is sorting and finding the logic behind it. After this, I have to use this pattern. So this is logical thinking the child is developing by sorting also. On the other hand, working with the manipulatives. Manipulatives can play a very important role in child's play. The unstructured play is much more mentally freeing for the child and allows them to explore their horizon and develop their creative side. As I said to you, the structured play offer teacher-directed material also, but even it is flexible than the activity-based learning. Why? Because you're giving liberty and freedom to the child also. They think you're on, maybe child has some other logics also and will make some other pattern. By following the instruction can expand the learning point. So that is called the structured play. Some of the examples I also put about there, like the building blocks, also some games when you plan for children.
Time है 3:30 अभी तो 4:30 बजे
So
घंटा हुआ
the
रहता है शाम.
You can see the examples of the structured play. Look at some games are there. The instructions must have been given. Now children are going to follow and they're going to enjoy the game. So again, this is play-based learning. So you can prepare for your children different games, different play, like in the class, for the classrooms also, related to numeracy, related to literacy also. So many ideas can be explored by the teacher with the structured play. If you have any literacy sound to introduce, so you can, the storyline can be in the form of some game, like set the sequence, or in the numeracy, you can set certain game, jump on. So game and play, the basic theme and impact in earlier classes to make learning fun for children and connect with their natural requirement and natural need. There is another state, which is child-led play. At its core, child-led play is exactly what it sounds like. The word itself says this is child-led, but the child is leading. Child's learning is leading over here. So it's play that initiated and directed by the child. As I talked about from the early childhood year, like 1 till 3 years when at home, and if we recall the childhood, we were used to initiate our own games, our own play, where we were used to set the rules for the play-based learning. So things are still the same. We need to, bring the same scenario with some more productivity and creativity.
एक मिनट जरा, Miss Tania, could you please unmute yourself?
Ma'am is unmuted.
सर आवाज तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं आ रही है मैडम, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
Are you just settled now? It was.
जी, it's better now. It's okay.
It's better, sir. Can I use the headphone if voice
जी.
is not clear?
Perfect now. Perfect. Please continue.
Can I continue now? Thank you. So I was on the stage of child's-led play. I hope I am audible now. At its
Yes,
core,
ma'am.
child-led play. Yes, thank you. At its core, child-led play is exactly what it sounds like. Where the child is leading, it's play that is initiated and directed by the child, using materials they choose and rules that they make up. They, initiate the material, they initiate their own play, they explore their own imaginary also. With child-led play, the children are completely independent in deciding what they want to do. So they have full freedom for that. Now, how we need to offer this learning in our classroom, we'll talk about, and they can, this leads to a whole range of possibilities where they can use their imaginations to explore their environment during early childhood. This often includes pretend play and role play activities. So usually you do in your schools also the role play activities and the pretend play activities. Or this play is child-led. Please give them choices also, and you trust on learners' agency because we are empowering the learners over here. Every time we are imposing, you need to do this. Okay, I am selecting this role for you. No, you please give them choices, whatever they want to do. For this is better in your classroom. You set a very small dramatic corner. You put some puppet. Sometimes it could be like with puppeting and muppeting. Sometimes with any of the object they take and they start showing you and telling you something about. They start pretending something like you. So give them this opportunity, or a small theater. Small theater can be created in the classroom with a very recycling material. Like 4 sides of any carton box, you can cut the whole and small 3 paper cutter. It's kind of, you just pretend like a theater. So give your child chance to play anything, to talk about anything, to talk about the feeling. So pretend play areas in the classroom, in the corridors, in the outside, any corner you can create. And even children are walking towards the washroom, children are going through the grounds or for the nature walk or anywhere. So they stay a while, and if they want to pick up something, if they want to talk about, they want to pretend some play. So give this opportunity to children where child is leading in the play of their own, not any directions they need for. Here are some pictures. Even in the sandpit, which is open-ended, they may learn many things over there. They can manipulate with different, they can step, they can cook, you can say different learning, different materials and concepts over there. The restaurant dramatic play, it just needs to have a menu card, the a la carte you can prepare, you can put it over there. You can set a very small table for children, a chef hat, a chef dress also. So children can pretend the role, they can learn different vocabulary related to a restaurant also. They can learn about the community helpers also, so they can play different role in the reception. They can develop the sense how to behave in the restaurants also. This dramatic play is very useful and full of learning for the student. And there is, I have shown you the picture of the doll's house for unstructured play. So it can be created also, because this is the integral part in early years, the doll's house which can be created with the low cost and no cost, with the carton boxes also, with some of your cupboard which is empty, you can use, and you can segment the cupboard, and you can make different area, like things in the kitchen, things in the bedroom, things in the living room. They will develop the language proficiency. They will imagine their, exploration, investigation, and you will see, observe that when they're working in certain dramatic corner, they're developing the language proficiency, social emotional skill, and physical development also. When they are working, they are pretending, sometimes like mom, sometimes like in the restaurant, like chef. So different role play, it enhances the learning point of view through play-based learning, which is very flexible and full of fun. So there are certain brackets. The first one, unstructured all play, that is inquiry based, where children are inquiring also. They are getting new knowledge also. They're experimenting also. Then there's a structured play also, where again they are inquiring and following the instructions also. The all are connected also. Now a resource person, the teacher, she has to have the thorough knowledge. She has to be responsive teacher she has to be the responsive teacher for the learner, who can express very well and who can display things very well according to the need of the children, who can meet the needs of every individual. Now you need to segregate your children. You need to offer different types of play in your classroom to cater your students, your learners' attention towards that. You can have the differentiated learning in the classroom. This time I need this the hyperactive child. I have to arrange this play for this child and this challenging game for this one, so that when he finishes the work so abruptly, I can offer this task to that child, so that the rest of them will also be engaged in doing their task. So there's a guided play. Guided play takes advantage of children's natural ability to learn through play by allowing them to express their autonomy with a prepared environment and with added scaffolding. There's the word scaffolding, which is very important in early years. The scaffolding, every child needs the scaffolding in early year. The teacher has to have the thorough knowledge about the scaffolding. Why? Because it's a process for child's learning. Scaffolding, when children are working like agency, they're independently working, and you need to bring some interventions, to bring some challenges for the children. Then you need to have faith on the scaffolding, where you join the children. Where you join. Suppose they are working in the restaurant, a dramatic play, if they are working in the mud kitchen, which is quite full of natural material. Okay, they're very close to nature. In mud kitchen, you can offer, I can share some pictures also. Children work very independently in the mud kitchen, and mud kitchen can be outside the school. It is in the corridor of the school. With the natural material, you can make the natural stove kind of. With the bricks, you can make some, and twigs can be with loose parts of nature, it can be used over there. All are with with no cost, but it enhances the learning point of view. A scaffolding stands here how, when one of the experiences I share with you, we firstly, if I give the example of the unstructured play, we have given children chance to work in mud kitchen. Believe me, children, they work like the agency, and they were full of spirit. Some were cooking, some were offering, how they were offering, some kind of cupcakes, muddy cupcakes they made. And of their own, they created a lot of things. They plucked the flowers, they plucked the leaves, they collected them, they counted them. Now connection with the nature also, and connection with play-based learning as well. Now, second time, we have set some rules also. We connected with the literacy when they was doing muddy donuts. So muddy donuts, they knead the dough also. In that, they can knead the dough, and in that they can give the shape of the donut. They can garnish with the petals also. So this play proved itself. It was structured with some rules, but they expanded the learning by making some other objects with the mud also. So this was the example in the mud kitchen. What we did in the mud kitchen, in muddy donut activity, then firstly I joined them. I showed them how to knead, then how to make. Then they have seen me. Then I talked to them. I started scaffold is this. When I do, then I expected you to do. Then we have made them able to do themselves. Okay, firstly in this we do, and then we do. Then I ask the child, and then we all together, and then the child individually can do. In child's guided play, the child takes the lead on the activity and the adult provides hand of supervision. In this, we are just playing the passive role. Children are playing the very active role, and they can expand their learning with certain other experiments also. But your part is of the scaffolding part. When you join them, when you talk to them, when you encourage them to do, and you do all together, and then you focus the individual, then he or she individually will be able to cope with this activity and learning point of view. In this, you can also see some of the example of the guided play. Games can be guided also, different games. And when you prepare some kind of number game, numeracy game, hula hoop game, you give some instructions also. This is the kind of hurdle game. Again, it's a play. Now you have to jump through and you have to pick up that number. So you are teaching them numeracy also, but through play also, and that's a guided play. All right, you can see in the picture that's quite visible. The teacher is talking also. The teacher is involved also. They are also doing the gestures, and you can see the children as in learners agency is also fully involved. When you all are doing, then you can individually ask everyone. They can do individually. So we have to focus group also, in the peer also, individually children also. That's the unoccupied play, is the stage where a child plays by themselves with their own imagination. It is very close to the unstructured play. It is connected with their, early childhood, the years they have spent at home, and you need to have that observation of children also from where the child is coming when you diagnose, and you connect the learning from that side through play, where children explore and interact with toys, materials and surroundings without any specific goals. You are not going to set any pedagogical goal. You are just going to involve your child investigation into play-based learning through different materials. Then adults intervention. Intervention whenever you need to bring, when the child is stuck, you need to bring the intervention. You need to change the challenge. You need to have flexibility for that child. Then you can connect the learning with the previous prerequisites. This type of play encourages children to use their imagination, creativity. This is all about roaming around the inquiry, imagination, creativity, and problem-solving skills, fostering their holistic development. Holistic development. Up till now, I have not talked about the writing. It's not on, if we see the four skill of children, if we talk about the literacy, like listening, then they start speaking, then it comes to reading, then it comes to writing. It comes at the end. But normally in our society, people talk about writing above than all. So rather than we focus that point, we need to focus the requirement of, the learning of children from where they are starting to. So when you speak to your children, when you join your children, when you talk to your children in scaffolding, and you need to have the essential question because they're listening. When they develop, once they all saying the literacy, step one. First, they listen, then they develop the spoken speaking power, and then they come to the reading, and then at the end, writing. So for writing, I must request every resource person who have joined here, you focus the mark making. Instead of, in early years, we not even need to use the word writing. You focus on mark making, where they learn the formation, where they learn the directions, where they learn all about. Eventually, they will develop their fine motor skills. If you will offer in play, even in sand area, they're tracing a sound. Even in water, you don't need to have the big pool. You need to have a small tub, if not small tub, a bowl, water bowl. Ask your child with draw the sound, number, or anything to develop. This is very interesting also. They can make the bubbles also. You can introduce and relate the sound also. So literacy, numeracy, even understanding of the world can be connected with the play-based learning. In restaurant play, you can connect the whole world. So community helper, the dishes in this restaurant, in that country, kindergarten level is 1s and 2s. So you can the food in other countries in restaurant. So you can prepare your own PPT also. After PPT, then question setting. The resource person teacher must have essential questions with you. But why questions? In early years, EYE, early years, why question instead of W question? So why is basically inquiry. Why is this like this? How do you feel like this? Would you please tell me about more? I think any question? Yes, please. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are. You are audible. It's perfectly all right.
Someone wants to, I think, ask any question. Can I take the question?
Yeah, sure, sure. If somebody would like to interact with you.
Question at the end, how many will ask?
How would you prefer? Would you like to take questions at the end?
At the end, you can put so many questions, shower of questions. So let's,
All right. So may I request teachers, could you please lower the hand and let the speaker go? And inshallah, we'll have questions at the end. So
we can have a discussion session even.
Please continue with the session.
Okay, sir. Then as a solitary play, that's, the child loves to play alone. This is basically when, the 1 year or 2 year child or 3 year. Why we are talking about these years also, because we are early years practitioners, we need to have a thorough knowledge about the child. 1 till 3 practices at home. When children, they come after 3. So we must ask what type of training you have done. So, the earliest practitioners, they do the parenting also. So we must have the idea what's happening in these years, 1 till 3. So because we need to diagnose the child, need to connect the learning with those prerequisites also. So solitary play, it is more about when children, they are born, as I talked about, plays in their nature. It's the hardwire. When they are born and they are playing with their hand, they love to, touch everything. So it's in their nature. So also non-independent play. So independent play starts from here. It's one of the earliest stages of play when children play alone, when they have not developed socially. Yes, that time they are not that much socially developed because, in these years, they love to play with themselves, with their hands also. They, we touch their toes also. So this is in their nature. So play is in their nature. So we need to see the impact in the classes so that if we connect the learning and expand the learning furthermore. So other yet, because they choose a long time. Early play, as play is a means of child discovery, investigation, exploration, and experimentation. So basically, play-based learning is child's love learning, I must say. As you can see, in this play, they create their own, they generate their own ideas, they portray themselves through different, play. They are the child's led, you can say also. They are the owner of their own, play. They love to choose the area, they love to choose the material. And the further you can see also, one in child's alone play, then a stage comes after 3 years. Now children are starting coming to school also, and now you need to have that observation also, he or she coming after 3 years. So they have been in the parallel play also, with the siblings also, in schools also. Initially, you will notice that they would love to play the kind of solitary play alongside with the peer, but they will not interact with. They will not interact with. It is called a parallel play. They love to play with peers in group, but of their own. So gradually, it leads to, with group work, and they start interacting with the students also. They make their community also. Circle time is the best example, which could be any time of the day when you feel. And better would be if you connect one-to-one with the students also. You personally know the children behaviors and habits also. And then according to that, you can plan for different play activities for students. Interest-based learning, as I talked about, that you can have a circle time anytime with any of your domain, like literacy or numeracy, in which you get together with each other. That's a very comfortable time for the communication. When you communicate with each other, teachers, she speaks once, but she gives chance to everyone to take part. Moral lessons can be conducted here. Ethics you can discuss over here. Different play you can discuss here. Different concepts can be taught in circle time. And where you come to know about the child personality much more. And if you know the child individually, being a responsive teacher who can fulfill the need of the child, and she knows all criteria of that learner. So then you can plan your interest-based learning play and games also, which is full of inquiry that will offer child's inquiry-based learning according to the interest. Some children, they are, there's a certain concept also that girls, they are motivated towards the doll's house play, towards the cooking play, but this is you who needs to develop in both the girls and the boys, both learners. You should deal equally so that they will also learn the practical life skills. Practical life skills play an important role in child's development, in balancing the personality also, in making them independent also. So you need to see the interest where you see it needs to be developed in other children also. You can take the step forward, you can do the scaffolding also, you can join the children with them. And this you can recognize some children are more into arts work, more into singing, expressive art. Some they love to do the role play also. And some they're very interested into sensory play, when you involve your 5 senses into learning, play-based learning. So according to that, you can create different material of your own. You can offer different learning tasks in the classroom also. The basic board game teacher can prepare very well. Carton board you can take, you can put the balls also, you can mark with different kind of, you can say, colors, and you can have 3-4 balls. It's a challenge for the children. And physical development also, hand and eye coordination also, when they will, roll it and they will try to fix it with the same corner. Very small game, it could be introduced in the classroom also. Cooking and pretend play, it plays a vital role. They can, with the newspaper world, you can do thousands activity for these early years, especially with the like playgroup children. 3+ children can do the crumpling with the paper for the fine motor skills, and then cutting also. You can hang the newspaper, none other than just newspaper thing. You can make the dresses with that. You can create the washing area with that also, where they are pretending. You don't need to have the full of water tub or full of, detergent and everything. If you could arrange in a way, that's fine. If not, then pretend like that. Pretending is learning also. When they are pretending like washing, they are developing the fine motor skill. They're padding on the cloth line. So this play can enhance also their hand and eye coordination, color recognition also. You can mark the clothes with the letter sound also, what is being taught in early years, and blending of the sounds also. If kindergarten levels, they can play and they can learn through that. In cooking also, we have conducted a very nice activity of jelly making, in which we have introduced all the action words, like whisking, making, and pouring. All actions were without any, conventional teaching. We have arranged the activity, children they made themselves, and with the safety point of view, we have introduced so many actions into that. And the cardboard box, yes, really useful for child's development, and you can make low cost, no cost material, and different games, play-based game for the students also. Game, not like a big project, even A4 size paper with some patterns, or brain booster challenge with some patterns and some brain booster like manipulative. You can create different shapes on the paper and the cutouts also. The child has a challenge now to, put the same shapes for the same feelings. It could be a feelings project also. So on A4 paper, you can prepare different games for the peers also, for individuals also, and for the groups also. So I have discussed the stages of play-based learning, and side by side, I have told you also in the classroom learning, it plays a vital role. So we can discuss further more if you have any query and question. So you can kindly put the question also.
Dear teachers, so now the session is open for your questions, your comments as well, and
yes, anything regarding any relevant activity with any specific stage of play, you can ask.
So Tanya be having a long track of her intervention with the earlier classes, and then also leading to the staff who's been teaching earlier and now working as a vice principal, would definitely be a right person to ask. Well, this is somebody saying, love to see you again after 10 years. I've learned many things from you and still remember you. So this comes as a compliment to you, Tanya, from our Multan chapter. So I'm sure it would remind you many of your memories
Yes.
from Multan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It lives in heart. Thank you so much. Often on my week call also. Very nice experience.
True. So,
any question or further I need to tell about, please do let me know.
So teachers, we are open for questions. Well, Tanya, we were, in fact, we had a short time in the previous session. I would like you to please comment on a couple of things. For example, there was a question about when the children come to the school without having their food. So what should be a way forward for the teachers? And then soon after the very first activity, they start feeling hungry, they need food. So how should a teacher go in such cases?
Yes, you're talking about when the child is coming first time to the school.
I mean, normally it happening as a normal routine issue that the child comes without breakfast.
Okay, how can we develop this habit too?
Yeah, actually, how can
That's the question.
How can we help that child, and what should we do in such cases?
Okay, as I talked about, sir, the teacher has to be very responsive and she must know about every child also. So teacher can play in this way a very strong role. So the child can be given the role play in the place time, or a group of children can be playing the role play also for such thing. They're pretending. Again, it comes to the play. Again, it comes to the pretending the benefits of having the breakfast, the child who is having and the other child. So full dramatic, you need to have the responsive teacher has to be very dramatic for the children, full drama, and then you make that child, you will see that I have done a lot of dramas for children, and you believe that at the end they're that much involved that they see, okay, these are the consequences, and they go at home, the first thing they ask for, you have to have that magnetic and commanding, a gesture for the child. Gestures speak louder than words. You don't need to communicate every time, but your gesture, you will arrange that kind of puppet show. You can arrange even no puppeting, no muppeting. Your body language, you yourself can be a prop. Okay, then when you say, when you gesture, the drawback and the benefit. So I assure you, children will, inshallah, be habitual, whatever you want, not only the breakfast, whatever you want. So, you demand them to learn.
So
Sir Kashyap, can I add something?
Yeah, sure, please. This is Dr.
Dr.
Majida.
Majida.
Yeah, please go ahead. Nice to have you
here. It was a very thank you, sir. I joined late because the school was going on and we were busy with the classes. Yeah. So I joined late, but it was very enjoyable and very interesting because I'm very much interested in early years. Earlier kids are, you love to watch them, the learning, but along with that, it is difficult also to keep them engaged throughout. So I think for the breakfast, what we also did in our school, that I asked the teachers to make routines and tell the students what are the routines. So what is a morning routine? Morning routine is when they get up, how to brush their teeth, how to change a uniform. Then we had a game, okay, how they are going to wear their shirt or their socks. So we taught them how to tie their laces. These were all different games in which they have learned it. A race of tying their laces, preparing for the school. Similarly, our morning routine is of taking breakfast, that we show the children that when they get up and they are all ready, they need to take breakfast. And every child is sitting with drama, वही वाली बात जो ये कह रही हैं कि drama होना चाहिए. So the drama should be there that the children are taking breakfast. Yes. So the message will go to those kids that they have not taken the breakfast, and that's why they felt bad. And we can tell them later on also that the child, he was not feeling good because he did not take a good breakfast. Or usi mein we can tell them about the diet, the milk, and everything.
Self-regulation.
I think a lot of input has to go to the parents' education as well. So guiding parents to
parenting is an art.
I'm sorry to use these words, but I think it's criminal sending children to the school without breakfast.
Exactly.
You know, my children these days, we all know this season in Pakistan becomes too hot, and at time we don't feel like having breakfast in the morning. So you know what I've done is I asked them a night before, you know, whatever is your favorite breakfast, whatever you want, just let me know, and you'll get it tomorrow.
Exactly.
But I want you to go to school with breakfast. So sort of I've set a culture for them. This is this is a no thing to go to school without breakfast. So you know they would
Exactly.
say, okay, no solid food, but let's have shakes or something. तो मेरा ख्याल है
Exactly.
हम इस पर कोई जो है ना पेरेंट्स के लिए एक सेमिनार रखें और उनको एजुकेट करें कि बच्चों
Exactly.
को
The diet,
Parenting,
the
parenting
good
actually.
diet.
जी. So coming back to अच्छा मैं sorry quickly I'll ask a couple more questions are here. There is a question, Tanya, that if a child cry only in lunch time, what will we do? वो उसको lunch देख के शायद
Very nice question. Yes, some children, they have dreads for the lunch time also. Then teacher, she needs to, notice, as ma'am said about, as you talked about, what do you like to eat? Maybe not, you need to be closer again to the parents also. So parenting is an art, and behind the act of parenting, there is a single question, that how can we collaborate and essential interaction with the parent, you need to know. So you firstly, child's choice also, and then you need to know about, you need to encourage the child also. Again, it comes to the play in the same restaurant. If you play the kind of lunchtime today we are going to have in school restaurant, so you pretend the play maybe with other children, or you give some role play also, so you can enhance this habit also. But you need to be interactive with the parents also. It most probably related to child's food choice.
That's true. And there is another question, and I believe for this question I would say this teacher Isha, for the last 2 days and these 3 days we are trying to actually answer this and trying to, how can we make dull kids active in class? A very short quick
Why
answer.
we are focused? Firstly, I can't say that any child is dull. Everyone is intelligent. If you must go through Gardner's theory, every individual is born with one dominant intelligence, and it could be more than one, and it could be multiple also. Now, this resource person, the teacher, has to have that, a skill to observe the child, to assess the child. That's why the assessments are important, not that assessment. The formative, when you assess the child very closely, and then you come to know what is my child's interest, that kit is given by the grace of Allah, that is within the child, and that comes out through your efforts also, with the child expression also. You need to identify, maybe the child is more interested into learning the play based, the expressive art, the music, or in the PD lesson. Why don't you make the PD lesson connected with the literacy also? So you can make your child agree with your, that's your agreement with the child, to identify and offer the need of the child according to that. By the way, every child is intelligent, which is we need to focus that intelligence, and that can be developed also, that can be prominent in future also.
Very true. Ms. Shanze Khan, please go ahead with your question.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you please share some techniques you use help children feel relaxed in studies in school, like they do not at home? Can I repeat it?
Could you please repeat this?
Okay, can you share some technique you are use help children feel relaxed in studies in home, like they do not at school?
मेरा ख्याल है ये कहना ये चाह रही हैं कि कोई ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस कि बच्चे स्टडीज के लिए रिलैक्स फील करें. Am I right, जी?
मेरी बात नो बच्चे जिस तरह स्कूल में स्टडीज में रिलैक्स होते हैं, वो घर में उस तरह रिलैक्स नहीं होते हैं. जिस तरह वो हमें रिस्पांस दे रहे होते हैं, हर एक्टिविटी में वो आगे हो रहे होते हैं, उस तरह की ये
आई
घर में
थिंक
नहीं हो पाता.
एक्सप्रेसिव कहना चाह रही हैं आप कि एक्सप्रेसिव नहीं होते उस तरह घर में जिस तरह स्कूल में होते हैं.
तो उसके लिए कैसी
Have
टेक्निक्स
different
अप्लाई करनी
behavior.
चाहिए?
They act in the school in some other way and at home differently. But what we need to do, it's a triad of parent, teacher, and child. When these people work together, then active learning takes place. That's your dominant role. to interact with the parents also. They're not that trained as we expect. So we need to be the guidelines for the parents as well, because you know all the techniques. Now we have discussed about the play phase, we can offer in our classrooms also, but we need to communicate. You know, you can have a parenting session also in a group, you can call mothers also. We need to inform them also, set a corner at home. You can facilitate your child in this manner with very, you know, low cost and with very funful activities, fun-filled activities. You can guide the mothers as well, so they will start enjoying at home as well. Although when you are communicating with the mother, they are, you know, giving time to the child, and child is expressive also. They come to know the our point of view also. They learn side by side how my child is, you know, practicing in the school. So they have the idea about how the schools are working. So little bit, if you guide them, they will start enjoying at home also.
And Tanya, just to add to it, I remember my daughter's teacher, and one day my daughter came home and she said, "Baba, come here. I want to show you something." And yeah, you remember I always
I
give
remember
example. So
that's the point.
You see, this is how
you're provoking.
Yeah, how the teacher prepares a student to be expressive at home. So maybe you send them with a question for the parents, you send them to with something to do with the parents, and then see parents' expression. And this is how child would go and
make
get
them reflective. Make them reflective also. They reflect you at home. If you have the dynamic way, so child is expressive, make him expressive. Okay, what have you done today? Recall, steps, this. Now who is going to tell about? So they will definitely discuss.
True.
When they will discuss, the mother will have the idea about.
I wish we could go with more questions, but I can understand the time constraint once again. And with this, we would like to say thank you to our very respectable speaker of the day. So dear speaker, thank you so very much for enlightening us with your wisdom and scholarship. I'm sure our teachers have greatly benefited, and they will be, inshallah, reflecting this learning in their classes. And that is your great contribution to not only the IIUI schools, but to the younger generation of this nation.
For the generations to come, for lifelong learning.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So with
all
this,
are my learners.
With this, dear teachers, I hope you all have marked your attendance on the link which was sent in the chat box. And we would like to thank you all for your participation and for your commitment to learning. See you all, inshallah, tomorrow with the last day and the last session of the seminar. Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Thank you so much. Really enjoyable. Thank you.